We are a civilization that is totally dissatisfied with oneself. And if we look at the world around us, people are moving into addictions, people are moving into depressions. These are the result of individuals not able to accept oneself, not able to love oneself, and live in constant judgment and conflict within oneself. If you look at how our parents have brought up children, or how the entire civilization is bringing up the younger ones, it is by inculcating values and trying to ask them to be somebody else other than who he or she is, like trying to make that individual into a super being where you have a perfect role model and you have to constantly measure yourself against that role model. And the consequence of this role model and the constant measurement against the role model is a generation that is dissatisfied with oneself, a generation that is dissatisfied with oneself and sometimes hates oneself, and a generation that is lost. And unfortunately, none of us has brought enough attention to our inner state, to our inner dissatisfaction, because we didn't know it is important for creating a beautiful life. So what we are trying to teach you at O&O Academy is to show you that your inner state is the foundation on which your entire life is being built. So if you are an individual who's nurturing a beautiful state, who's nurturing a state of joy, a state of love, a state of connection, a state of peace and a state of calm, you become an individual who's complete, who experiences being complete. That is, you're totally rewiring your brain from being a dissatisfied individual, and as you're learning to nurture these beautiful states, you become an individual capable of living in those beautiful states and creating so much of joy around. To understand programming, let us understand a little more about the brain. Programming can happen at different levels of consciousness. But if you look at the brain, what happens is, with one particular event, with one particular situation in your life, there are neural connections that you're creating in your brain. That is, you're experiencing something, and that part of your brain which you're creating a connection around being in a state of comparison, where you're comparing yourself with your sibling or with your friend, and you are creating a neural connection in your brain where there is a thought which circles around as jealousy. What happens when you constantly move into that state of comparison is where you're constantly strengthening that neural connection, and this neural connection becomes so strong within you. At times, even when there is no need to feel dissatisfied, you get back into feeling dissatisfied because you've visited that part, that aspect of your consciousness so many times, you've felt it so many times. And even when there is no need, you get back into feeling, feeling so sad, feeling so low, feeling so dissatisfied, feeling that you're not respected, that you're not cared, that you're not loved. And this becomes your programming in life. Various stages in various forms. It happens at the time of conception, it happens as you are growing in your mother's womb, it continues to happen as you're growing up as a young child, in your teenagers, and you are constantly being programmed with the environment around you. There are certain programs which become so much stronger that begins to take control of your life, and basically you are ruled by those programming. It is very important for individuals to free oneself from those negative programmings that has happened in us if we want to experience more joy, more happiness, and more greater life.